Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome to my new Let's Play. This is Pikmin with me, the Doctor. This game really does defy explanation for me. Well, I suppose it's in it that it's any genre, it's a real-time strategy, but it's very unique. I'd call it an ant simulator personally, and it's wonderful. So, on with the show. The impact site. My name is Captain Olimar. Yeah, you thought you'd have a character called Kaplan and you wouldn't hear my pirate voice? Oh, think again, viewer. While travelling through space, me ship was struck by a meteor. I must have blacked out and I woke on the surface of a weird planet. With so many parts lost, the skeletal hull of me beloved dolphin is a painful sight. The engine be gone, I'm stranded. To make matters worse, me atmospheric sensors indicate this planet's atmosphere contains high levels of poisonous oxygen. I spat into the microphone there. Oh, it's a great start. My life support systems only be functioning for 30 days. If I can't repair the dolphin by then, no, it'd be best not to think about it. I must find the missing ship parts. So, controls. The game will give me a run over on all of this, but this is the Wii version. You play control, so pointing moves the cursor around, the control stick moves Olimar, and you can't really do anything with the camera for now. You can whistle with B, and punch with A, and that's about it. The camera is deliberately very zoomed in, because you need to explore this giant world until you discover something weird. Wait, where the fuck is it? Have I already got myself all bamboozled? Oh no, there we go. A strange thing be appearing before me. I had barely begun me search when it reared up as if it were waiting for me. It then dropped a single seed. What be this? Be it alive, be it machine? It resembles a vegetable on my own planet that we call an onion. I shall call this too an onion. I'm assuming his home planet is not Earth, because that is not an onion by any stretch of the imagination. Anyway, a wee seed came out of it, and given time, the seed grows. The seed that the onion dropped took root in the soil and has now produced an adorable little sprout. The sprout emits a strange light and it sways back and forth without benefit of wind nor tide. I cannot help but think it is called to me. It is calling to me, even. I am compelled. I must approach it and press A. Indeed. Extraordinary. When I be plucking the sprout, it turned out to be a living creature, not a plant. Picking it had done no visible damage, it just stands there, staring at me. Its shape be similar to the Pig brand carrots I love so much. I believe I shall call it a Pikmin. Here I be, stranded on a toxic planet, fighting to survive, and yet I'm intrigued. I must research this fascinating creature. He gives us now a rundown on controls to play around with. I don't want to do this voice any more than I strictly have to. I've already committed, but I think I'm going to regret it, and I think you will also think I'm going to no, you're going to regret me having thought I've confused myself. But either way, so controls as you were saying. So, A will chuck the Pikmin, pretty much where the cursor's aiming. B whistles it, which calls it back to your side. Pressing C will dismiss it away from you, whereas when it's called to you, it will attempt to follow you around. They're a little slow, but you can direct it by holding the D-pad down and pointing in a direction. They'll stay near you, but roughly move in that direction. And also the music is fantastic. It's great. Anyway, it's doing a weird spinny cutscene. What does this Pikmin think of me? I must observe its reactions. The more things I try, the more reactions I can catalogue. I shall blah blah. He's just telling you everything I literally just told you. Yep, that's great. So, what do we do with Pikmin? Well, Pikmin can be used to attack things like this Candy Pop Bud. Not a Candy Pop Bud. Pellet Posy, that's what it's called. Dear me. Forgetting things already. So, it drops this little pellet with a 1 on it, which the Pikmin can carry, and it takes it back to the onion. Astonishing! The onion be sowing more seeds. The small red pellet the Pikmin harvested after cutting down the flower appears to be some type of food that be propagating more Pikmin. The onion appears to be a sort of incubator. Needless to say, I must study the strange life form more. So, I'm going to have this Pikmin tackle the next pellet posy while I wait for these Pikmin to grow. It doesn't take very long. Once they've kind of sprouted up like that, you can pluck them out by pressing A. And look at this. Pikmin beget more Pikmin, and that's exactly how this game proceeds. You'll see as we go on why I tend to refer to it as an ant simulator. It's how to describe this game? When you're not very good at it, it's frustrating and awful. When you're good at it, it's really fucking satisfying. Because it's all about being really efficient with your time and with your Pikmin. Because Pikmin can be kind of automated. Like, here they're carrying stuff, and I can do my own thing. But they're kind of really stupid, so you have to babysit some tasks and not others. And this game is really a balancing act of what can you automate and what can you not. There's a major complaint with this game that a lot of people have, which we haven't seen yet, and I'll talk about that more later this episode. This day is unusual. This day lasts as long as you need it to. Its time only passes when you're doing objectives on this day only. Normally, and this is what annoys people about it, normally, this game is very much on a time limit. You only have a certain amount of time per day, and you only have, as Oliver's been saying, 30 days before his oxygen be running out. I'm stuck in pirate vernacular. See there, we threw 2 Pikmin at it, one of them didn't, so you can get 2 on it, which will carry it twice as fast. The top number is the number of Pikmin it requires, second number is the number of Pikmin it actually has on it. Cut that. I just said something which is actually a terrible spoiler about the game, so I'm going to cut that in post. Right, now we have gathered a few Pikmin. I'll just... Ooh, bugger, come back here, you fool. I'll just talk about the camera briefly. So there's a couple of camera modes. So pressing Z centers the camera behind Olimar. Olimar looks where the cursor is pointing, which is important. You can't spin him around with a control stick, you can only move him. So you have to kind of bear that in mind when you're moving the camera, it can be a bit dodgy. Left and right on the D-pad, zoom in and out, you've got zoom in, zoom normal, and zoom out, and then pressing up on the D-pad switches to a top-down view, which can also be zoomed in and out. That can be useful in certain situations. Now, we've got this bag here, which says 10, and indeed, when our Pikmin get near it, they start pushing it. So let's have all our Pikmin swarm onto it. All but one, apparently. The Pikmin be as curious as children. They be formed in groups to perform tasks that would be impossible for an individual. A glimmer of hope has begun to shine in me heart. If I can make use of their skills, perhaps I can be fixing me ship. I shall sum up what I've learned of Pikmin conduct. So this is, again, he's repeating the same information, but this is why I kind of refer to... Ooh, you can press B to speed through that, holy shit. I'm not sure I ever knew that. Well, he did say there that's useful, you can press plus to review all of this. So here's a screen which tells us something about the number of Pikmin we've got around, and this one says, you know, controls, should you ever need it. So these guys have all, if you notice, if they're like pale coloured, so if I dismiss them, they'll go pale coloured and their top of their leaf lights up. That indicates they're idle, so they're just kind of doing their own thing. You have to call them to you and they'll follow you, or you can kind of give them tasks. That is what we technically need, but I'm going to ignore it for now and actually proceed up here because we've got a few more things we can gather. So when you approach things, generally Pikmin, if they're a bit on the edge of your party, they will go and grab some stuff. So I will put 5 on that. No, don't go on the thing. This is what I mean. Partly this is limited by GameCube level AI, but also it's by design to a certain extent that it's Pikmin are not very smart, and that is deliberate to a certain extent, and you have to kind of babysit them in various tasks. So With them all focusing on taking those stuff back to base, we can investigate this thing. Amazing! There's no mistaking it. Me ship's engine rests before me very eyes. By a stroke of pure luck, I've already stumbled upon the most important piece of me damaged craft. Fate has smiled upon me, but how will I get it back to the Dolphin? Oh, I wonder. So, if we put Pikmin on it, you will see it requires 20 Pikmin. We don't even have that many. If you look at the numbers at the bottom of the screen, too used to playing Ocarina, you'll see there is the number of Pikmin in our party following us around, 3. That number there is the total number in the field, which is 18, and that number on the right is the total number full stop, which is also 18 at the moment. You can have a maximum of 100 Pikmin out on the field at any time, so any more ones are included in that number. That is also a kind of, it's GameCube system limitation turned into gameplay mechanic. When many Pikmin seeds... I'm not even going to bother reading that as his voice, because basically this is what I've been doing anyway. Me wife always told me I was no good at routine tasks. I guess I'll try and get it all done by repeatedly tapping A until I pluck all the Pikmin from the ground. And he's saying what I said there about colour. A lot of Olimar's notes are just gameplay stuff that I've probably already explained, so what I'm doing here is hammering A, and I'm not moving at all. He just automatically runs between seeds that need plucking at that point. So that spewed out another 5, because you can see we're 18 in our party, but 23 on the field, so once they sprout, we'll be ready to take the engine back. And this very much is why I call this an ant simulator, because it's about... You've got a couple of things to balance. You've got automation of tasks, you've got gathering things, you've got rearing Pikmin, and the game is just really about balancing those different things. And I find it deeply satisfying. It can be deeply frustrating at parts, don't get me wrong, and it's a game not without its glitches, as we'll... I was going to say hopefully see, but hopefully not see. If I dismiss Pikmin here, you'll notice idle Pikmin will automatically kind of go to a nearby task. So those ones are all just kind of naturally swarming onto the engine as they get there. And now it's just simply a case of following this as it goes back to base. So as you can see, they're not taking it to the Onion. Thankfully, they are taking it to the wreck of the Dolphin. Oh, glorious! With the help of these Pikmin, I've taken a huge step towards home. Me ship can once again lift off, though it looks like it's not even airtight, so how the fuck you'll survive outside the atmosphere, I have no feckin' clue. Why did I say feckin'? My pirate accent always really verges on the Irish. Not in a good way, just in a bad way. The opposite of good. The glimmer of hope is once again beginning to burn brightly. I read once again from further up the way and it came down, but what has become of the remaining parts? That search be starting tomorrow. One day since impact, I have somehow managed to launch the Dolphin, but was surprised to see the Onion lift off with me. Perhaps the Pikmin can't survive overnight on the planet's surface, or if they merely decided to join me for other reasons. Either way, it seems they will be helping me again tomorrow. The Dolphin be missing 29 parts. If I can't recover them all, I may never be returning home to me planet on family. Oh shit, I fucked that one up real bad. I may never return home to me planet on... I did it again, the same fucking thing. I may never return home to me family on planet Hawketate. Analysis shows that life support systems will function for only 29 more days. That's oddly coincidental with the number of parts. How can I repair me Dolphin in such a short time? A dense forest is visible within the surface below. As it holds the keys to my survival, I'll be naming it the Forest of Hope and be exploring it tomorrow. So we get stats on how we did today. We get a little graph on how many Pikmin we've grown, and we learn we've sprouted 23, we'd lost none in battle, and we left none behind, which is lovely. 29 parts, 29 days. On average, you need to get a part a day. That's your kind of, your par, I refer to it as. Most days, you'll manage to get more, generally. You have to be, the 29 days, it sounds a bit stressful, and a lot of people do find it kind of stressful, and I did when I was a kid, but it's actually very lenient. So normally, I'm going to do 1 day per episode. A day is a set amount of time, it's about 15 minutes. And so I will usually be doing 1 per day, except this is the first episode, and I've only been recording for like 15 minutes, so I'm going to do a twofer in this one. So, you can see at the bottom right there, it says the number of parts in each area. There's another part left in the impact crater, but we can't get it for now. There are several in the Forest of Hope, so let's land here. The Forest of Hope. Me Dolphin has returned to the surface along with the Pikmin's onion. Being alone on this strange planet makes me somewhat uneasy, so I shall call the Pikmin out of the onion. All I need to do is be standing in the light beneath the onion and press A. Indeed, so when we press A, it gives us a little thing of take red Pikmin out, and we can choose how many to take out. I'm going to take out all of them. And this is what I was talking about earlier with task delegation. We've got a fence, a gate here which the Pikmin can knock down. Throw them near it and they'll start attacking it. But we don't want to just wait for them to knock it down. So in the meantime, I'm going to take while they kind of automate that task, I'm going to take the remaining Pikmin and take out some of these pellet posies, which should raise some more red Pikmin. You'll notice that one wasn't a red pellet posy, it was a yellow pellet posy. Consider that. I'm going to set them also on the grass. And I'll explain what that is in a bit. If it works. Let's find out. Come on. Really? Nothing? Well, that's a bit mingy. Normally you get something from that. Anyway, let's pluck the remainder of these guys. And there'll be one more over there. You'll notice, so the red pellet got us 2 Pikmin out. The yellow pellet only got us 1, which is also worth considering. I'll slap these on with the rest. Actually, I'm going to just take these guys quickly, all of them. Which I said to never do. But take them here and pluck this grass, because it'd be really handy to have what comes out of this grass. Come on. There we go. This is nectar, so I've swarmed my Pikmin onto it, and you'll notice they drink of it, and another intriguing discovery. A local variety of grass produces a sort of yellow nectar, which when the Pikmin drink this delicacy, they instantly mature into flowers. This apparent Pikmin favourite seems to be full of nutrition. Closer observation is needed to determine the strengths and peculiarities of the flower Pikmin. Yes, so flower Pikmin are bloody worth having, especially when you've only got a small number of Pikmin like I kind of currently have. Having a couple be, well, most of them, other than one, be flowers is very helpful. They are faster, they deal more damage, and they're less stupid. So we'll just set the remainder of them on that task for now, because, I mean, there's really nothing else I can do this time. This wall is different and can't be destroyed in the standard way. And through here, we're about to face our first enemy. Do you see him, that little fucker hanging around over there? I think there's another one. Yeah, up there. This is actually taking slightly longer than I was expecting. Note at the top of the screen, you've got this timer. When that sun gets all the way to the end, that's the end of your day. And as I say, it's about 15 minutes. So welcome to our first enemy, the Spotty Dwarf Bulborb. Oh shit. Normally, so what I'm trying to do is you just attack them with Pikmin. There's a little trick to killing them, but I didn't show it there. So if you swarm Pikmin onto them with this many, you'll be absolutely fine. And want to see something fucked up? Monster corpses. The Pikmin will pick them up and they will carry them away. And they are going to carry them back to the onion. Pikmin are real fucked up in that way. So one thing that, well, I suppose it's no different to eating meat, I guess. It's not actually that fucked up when I think about it. I'm just being terribly Earth-centric. Yes, Pikmin will take the bodies of monsters back to the onions, and in the same way as pellets, they will turn them into more Pikmin. I'm just gathering as many Pikmin as I can while I'm at this point, because there's a ship part just over there, you can actually see it. But I just want to gather a few more things while I'm here. What I was trying to do with the Bulborbs there is show that there is a quick trick to defeating them, and I'm going to try it on this one. If you land a Pikmin... Shit. Oh, balls! You land a Pikmin... Oh, I think I lost one. Yep, little spirit. If you land a Pikmin square on top of a Dwarf Bulborb, it will just die in one hit. So that's why I kind of sometimes chuck it at him. That's quite handy. So, I've now got 46 Pikmin. That's pretty good. So, I'm going to pluck them to speed her on, please. So, this will demonstrate quite nicely the difference between flower and leaf Pikmin. As we walk, you will see the leaves very much do fall behind. So I'm going to take out some of these guys here just by throw a lot of Pikmin. Some of them should hit. There you go. Notice that closer Bulborb got squished in one, which is pretty handy. I'm actually not going to pick anything up for now. I'm going to leave that alone because we got a part here. Why, it's the Eternal Fuel Dynamo. It has an unlimited energy supply. I won't have to worry about saving electricity anymore. That'll make my fight for survival a little bit easier. I love how it's just 2 AA batteries strapped together. Anyway, this takes 40 Pikmin, so I want to slap about 40 of them on it, really. That should be enough. Right, who's being an idiot then? Because if I've got... Oh no, there we go. So that'll start carrying back, and in the meantime, as ever, the name of the game is efficiency. So I want to... It takes 3 to carry a Bulborb corpse, and you can carry up to 6. Oh, balls. But what I wanted to do specifically is avoid that, because I kind of want to... More Pikmin obviously carry something back... Actually, obviously, but more Pikmin do carry something back faster, but sometimes it's actually better to carry back more things than to carry back a few things faster. I'm going to say it over and over again over the course of it. It's all about automation in this game. Anyway, looks like our Eternal Fuel Dynamo has made it back to base. Eternal Fuel Dynamo. This should light things up. No more candles for Captain Olimar. I've now recovered 2 out of 30 parts. If I can find just 3 more, I should be able to increase me ship's capabilities, and that'd be important. So, I've got 31 here. Is that enough for what I want to do? Perhaps not. I'm going to have some of these guys, many of these guys actually, get on that 10. First things first. Got kind of one more task I want to do today, really. As you can imagine, for a game that's all about efficiency in terms of both, in terms of just getting stuff done during the day, I have very much lists of what I want to accomplish on what days. And the nice thing about this game is you have a lot of wiggle room. Oh, you might have noticed, by the way, I genuinely say might because I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but I think I'm going to do a visualizer for all the parts as we unlock them. So hopefully, well, you'll have seen that twice this episode. I have not seen it yet because I haven't made it, which is going to be a fun few days for me because I'm recording this on Wednesday and this goes live next Monday. So I've got 5 days of which I'm away for 3 to do that because I'm away all weekend up north. So that'll be fun for me. I mean, I'll have done it by now, or I won't have done it. It'll probably be quite a simple one. This one, because all it's got to show is literally just the 30 ship parts grayed out, something like that. Nothing fancy. So there's that. Right, we've got a decent freaking army of Pikmin at the moment. So, time to take on this fucker. So, for taking on these fuckers, they're always asleep. So there's 2 tactics. You can either throw Pikmin onto their ass, or if you've got enough, you can literally just rush their bomb, and you should take it out before they kill any Pikmin. Let's roll! There we go. That worked fucking perfectly. Right, we'll have like 10 of them or so, take him back to base, and then we'll have the rest work on this wall here. Is that moving? Yep, that's moving. Wonderful. I probably should have I could have got away with having some work on the wall while I did that, but hey, it's not even noon yet. Well, it's about to be noon, I think. Oh no, it's definitely not noon yet, because Olimar says something when we get to noon. Oh, we're actually making pretty decent headway on this wall. Time for a drink. Fucking called it. Me clock has indicated the coming of high noon. From now on, I must pay close attention to the sun meter on me monitor and choose me actions accordingly, so it's messing me to review my monitor's data. He is telling you stuff I've already said. Sun meter and data display at the top. At the bottom are my spacesuit damage meter, bottom left. Pikmin gauges. To adjust your monitor, you can press Z. Let's just talk about a few things. So yeah, that down there is Olimar's health. You have to be making some poor decisions generally, or be very unfortunate to let Olimar get damaged much. It doesn't hugely come up. Right, I think we've nearly got this down, and then I just want to take out this Bulborb before I kind of continue. I didn't say, so there's the dwarf red Bulborbs, and then those things are called the spotty Bulborb, the larger ones. So, hopefully I can kill the little dude without waking up the big dude. Oh, balls, he's waking up. Right, oh no, he got one, the fucker. Right, don't follow me, go to sleep. Go the fuck back to sleep. Okay, well it sounds like the rest of my Pikmin have spawned, was that sound? Fortunately, he'll walk back to where he'll be gone. They've got a hideous little walk, haven't they? And then he'll go... There we go, and back to sleep. Wonderful, and he's gone with his back to me. Hello, motherfucker! And there we go, now we've successfully done him in. So, I've left the Pikmin idle near him, and you've noticed they start doing their own things. Some picked him up, some attacked those pellet posies, and they'll bring a lot of it back to base. And I actually don't want any of this to go back to base for now. Why is that, you say? Well, look at this. So, much like we got the red onion earlier, now we have the yellow onion. And so I'm basically just going to take... Oh, ballsack. No. I want to take these Pikmin and leave them over here in a way that they're not going to interfere with anything. Because yellow onion, unsurprisingly, provides... The colour is different, but it seems to be a Pikmin nonetheless. First glance suggests this one has in what some circles could be considered very large ears. It looks like it may weigh less than the others. In what other ways might it be different from the red Pikmin? I must be sure to observe it closely. I can hold a Pikmin for a moment with A and swap it for another by pressing B. So, my goal for now is to actually now rear up some yellow Pikmin. Because of the order you get them, you'll generally always tend to have more red Pikmin than yellow Pikmin because you just get them first. But he mentioned this, they look lighter than the other Pikmin, and that's kind of important, but the different types of Pikmin do have different kind of abilities. We've not, as such, seen any of the red Pikmin's abilities yet, just because we haven't had them long enough. I'm just gathering these nearby. So, now I suppose I can talk about Pellet Posy colours. So, a Pellet Posy recovers either more Pikmin or certainly always a better amount of Pikmin if it's returned to the right colour. So a 1 will get you 2 of its own colour, or just 1 of the wrong colour, and so on for the other ones, they'll get half. So like a 5 will only rear 2 for reds, but would yield 5 for yellows. Hopefully that's clear enough. There's a couple more Pellet Posies here, aren't there? I want to take that Bulborb corpse back here eventually. Let's get that, and that one there. And now let's experience another feature of yellow Pikmin. So, another feature, the first one, if we dismiss them here. The yellow Pikmin has picked up a peculiar stone. Why did it decide to grab it? This action seems to be instinctive to the yellow Pikmin. But just what are these strange glowing stones? Bright glowing cracks be covering them. Perhaps these cracks indicate that there's tremendous power locked within. This merits even further research. So, as Olimar's kind of implying, these are bomb rocks. Chuck your Pikmin that are holding them, and they will chuck them down. And you can use these to either damage enemies or destroy objects. The glowing rocks be, you're just saying exactly what I said. So, bomb rocks can do damage to anything. I must be vigilant. When I be throwing bomb rock carrying Pikmin that give them orders, they will throw their bomb rocks at any nearby walls or obstacles. The explosive power of the bomb rocks be tremendous, so I must be keeping my distance. Yeah, you can really fuck yourself hard with bomb rocks. They can kill Pikmin and captains a lot. Well, I can't kill captains. They can bloody damage all of them pretty hard. So, this is quite useful, because this created a somewhat shortcut back home. I say somewhat shortcut, because it doesn't actually go back to basically where the onion is yet. But it will, given time. There's actually just a few more things through there. I've now got... Well, it's getting on into the evening a little bit. But I have got a decent-ish number of yellow Pikmin. I'm hoping to get a few more, which I can just about do. Yes, wonderful. And I need to very much remember that those... there we go. I need to remember that those other ones are there. I'm going to use this guy on his own to pick up some bomb rocks and do some nonsense over here. I can basically, if I literally pick him up and hold him with A, I can carry him with me relatively harmlessly. I've made yet another Pikmin-related discovery. Just when I was about to exceed 100 Pikmin in the field, the onion stopped expelling seeds, yet the total number of Pikmin continued to climb. It seems once there are 100 Pikmin in the field, subsequent seeds get stored inside the onion. Thus, no more than 100 Pikmin can be in the field at any one time in any area. Useful to know. Oh, balls, there's a lot of enemies here. And there's a lot of stuff going on generally. There's an item behind that, so I'm going to use this Pikmin to do a bit of damage to the bomb wall. I won't be able to take it out for now, but it's worth knowing. Right, so I'm going to leave him there. I'm actually going to go and take all these reds back so I can just focus what little time I have left in the day based on just rearing yellows and using them to the best of my abilities. So returning Pikmin to the onion is as simple as plucking Pikmin out of the onion in the first place. Oh, that's interesting. Note, there are Pikmin on the ground here. And they have sprouted. They don't have leaves, they have buds. The longer you leave Pikmin in the ground, the more they sprout. They go from leaf to bud to flower. That's kind of how the other way of getting flower Pikmin is you get Pikmin that have sprouted, and that's it. That's exactly what you do. You just leave them in the ground, or you can use nectar to do it. Right, let's head back over to the yellow onion. Oh, you fools! Yeah, you can see they can very easily get stuck against walls and stuff like that, and hence they have not been returned to the onion, and that can be problematic. I've not got a huge amount of time left today, but let's slap them in. I think that should be everything, and then basically at the end of the day, you just need to make sure you've got all Pikmin accounted for one way or the other, and this will just make sure that's more likely to happen. Summon these guys up. A couple of them are still... Is that one still in the ground? That's still in the ground, yep. Now, let's pull... It said a couple have gone into the onion automatically. Come on, get me in the onion. There we go. Quite a few, actually. Bloody hell. I actually got the whole bulb here, didn't I? So, we've got 33 here, and these are the only 33 that's on the field, so that's great. So, I'm going to use a fair few of them to grab some bomb rocks. I actually got a fair few bomb rocks out of that. That's pretty nice. We're running low on time, but I'm going to head back to the main base, because there's one bomb rock wall I can take out there. That will be pretty handy. There we go, it's almost sundown. Hurry up, yes, I know, I'm fine. Me clock is indicating the approach of sunset. Pikmin waiting beneath the dolphin and the onions will probably enter the onion on their own, but if I don't call the stragglers and add them to me group, they may not be able to get back. I am sure that Pikmin that are still planted are safe, but I'm somewhat concerned about leaving Pikmin to fend for themselves in the darkness. Yeah, so we've got all 33 that are on the field with us at the moment. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, that one goes in trouble. No, we should be fine, so let's just throw one more. And there we go, now we've made a little shortcut. There's nonsense through there, so I will deal with that tomorrow. For now, yes, so we're running a little low on time, but there is that other bomb wall that I can maybe take out. Is it worth it? I don't think it is. So we can either wait to the end of the day. Oh, we're at the end of the day anyway. Yeah, so it'll give us a little countdown. If we want to skip that countdown, we can just pause and go to sunset. Make sure all Pikmin are accounted for. At the bottom, 33 and 33 in my party, 33 on the field. So they're with me, it's fine. Shockingly, they don't take their bomb rocks into the onion with them. So you can see there, monsters come at the end of the day, and any Pikmin that you've left behind will get fucked up there. 2 days since impact. It appears that many of me ship's parts landed in this region. If I can just recover the parts of my radar, I should be able to use me radar screen. How that would improve me chances. Then I'd only have to press plus to locate me parts. Yet, there seem to be many hostile life forms here. If I'm attacked and me suit takes damage, I must return to me ship, stand in front of it and press A to make suit repairs. As I explore, I must pay attention to me suit's damage meter. So here we made a fair few reds today, and we've also gathered a fair few blues. We lost 3 in battle, but that's about it. Numbers at the bottom now show we've got 84 red Pikmin and 33 yellow Pikmin. I think I said blues earlier. The yellows is a strange type of music. That wasn't very funny. So, 28 days, 28 parts. We're on par, certainly, and tomorrow I intend to return to the Forest of Hope and get a fair few more parts. So, that has been episode 1 of Pikmin. I hope you enjoyed it. And I've already told you what I'm going to do next episode, so I don't really have to continue with that. Thank you very much, and good day.